Okay, so this is part 2 of our 3-part series of our in-depth and basic tutorial of how to play Minecraft Pocket Edition. Right, so I just got set up with that house there, so I'm just building another. This one's out of stone. It's probably a bit more of a secure house, and it looks a bit nicer than just a dirt house. So I'm just building that quickly, and then I'll get right into the tutorial. When you're building a house, always make sure to leave a room for the door and any windows you may possibly put in. Just it saves a bit of time later on if you want to put a window in or a door instead of digging your way through something that you've just put down. Right, so I don't know if you've noticed, but you can see it's starting to get a bit darker, so it is a little bit nearer to night. It's a good thing to always prepare. In this case I haven't prepared too well for night because I don't have any torches at the moment, but I'll show you how to get that in just a second. First of all, I'll show you how to lay another crafting table and lay a furnace also. So again, make sure at night, if you know that night is falling, that you have possibly a sword, especially if you're on survival, and have it at the ready, just in case. It's always a useful tool to use when you're fighting off monsters such as creepers, spiders and zombies in the night. But also keep in mind that at this moment in time I am on the easiest mode in survival. If you want to do that, you can change it in the options menu, go onto game settings and change the difficulty and just slide the bar to the lowest difficulty, which is easy, which won't spawn any monsters in the night. Right, I'm just making some glass first of all. This is going to be for a window I'm going to put in. That's useful because it gives you a bit of protection. You can also look out of it. It's more useful if you've got a house with a roof on it. This house doesn't at the moment because it's not particularly necessary. And also if I did put a roof on it, it would be much more dark. Bear in mind I haven't got any torches yet, but I will show you how to craft them in a second. Right, so that furnace, as you can see, is slightly lighting up the room as it's burning, which gives us a little bit of light, but not enough to light the whole room. As you can see out of there, although it is very dark at the moment, as it is night, and this is what happens if you don't have any torches. And if you do go onto the roof of your house, especially if it's a bit higher than this, make sure you don't fall off. So be very careful when walking on it. In this case I don't even have a roof, just the walls of the house. I will at some point, even though it is night, as I've got it set on the easiest setting, I will at some point go out and get some more wood. That's how I can craft a torch, as you do need wood from a tree and you can't use oak planks. It has to be wood from any tree. although you can use oak planks to burn the wood from any tree, which is good. The reason you need the wood is to use it to make coal. In the furnace that I just built a minute ago, what we're going to make in there is one of the most important things, which is coal. If you haven't found it through mining, the best way to do, especially when you first start, is just to make it. So what I'm doing right now is chopping down a tree, and I'm not going to use the wood from the tree to turn into oak planks. I'm going to use the wood to make the coal, as it has to be whole. As you can see, in the night it is very dark and visibility is poor. Keep that in mind when going out at night in Minecraft, because you may not be able to get back as easy as you hoped. Right, so this is how to craft the torch. First of all, you put the wood in the top and the oak planks in the bottom. That makes charcoal. And always put something in the top before you have something in the bottom, and it will tell you beforehand what it will craft into once it is heated. And there you are, I've made a few torches, and as you can see there, it does light up any area quite a bit and provides the necessary visibility at night. I'm just going to go ahead and put one in the cave home that I built earlier and gather a few more stone for cobble. So this is really what, if you choose not to sleep through the night, when I shall later show you how to craft a bed, but at the moment, if you choose not to sleep through the night, a good thing to do is just craft and collect. Mine is the best way, because in mines it is dark anyway and you are going to need torches regardless of whether it is day or night, so this is probably the best thing to do until daylight. So once you've mined quite a few cobble or whatever else you're mining, and it does start to get a little bit nearer to daylight, make sure you're ready for it, especially if you are going to do things in the daylight and do need it. And also make sure you have plenty of torches, because you will use them quite a bit, and as you use more of the area around you, you'll find yourself placing more torches, which you can pick up later, but it's easier just to leave them down. So what I'm going to do is light the cave a bit and start turning it into somewhere which I can consistently stay in, as opposed to going to the houses that I've made earlier. So I'm going to place another crafting table there, and also I'm going to place a furnace, so then I don't have to go to the other place. I'm also going to put a chest, and in the chest you can store materials, whatever you like, pretty much. That just saves you, if you carrying materials in your inventory, you can put them there. So you can either just tap on them once in your inventory to move them to your chest, or you can hold them and it will then move all the objects into your inventory. Because I crafted two, I might put another one in the other house later. What I'm going to first do is turn the difficulty settings up a bit, so you can see what the monsters look like at the night, because that's the only time they will come out, although spiders and other monsters are found in caves, and I think you sometimes find wolves in the day. But bear in mind, most often than not, wolves and spiders won't attack you in the day if they are found, but creepers and zombies will. Bear in mind that the creepers do explode, which I'll show you that in a minute. and all you have to do to that is you don't necessarily have to touch it. All you have to do is just get close to one. So I think there's one coming over here, or two. So as you can see, I'm not going to have to touch it. It will just explode automatically when it gets into a certain range of me and destroy all the blocks around it. And if I was a bit closer, it would have taken down more health. So as you can see, it was quite a big explosion. So when the sun does rise, what happens is the monsters start to burn. Not like that, that was because of my hit. And you can see a crater left by the explosion again. But you'll see them, that's it. They'll burn as soon as the sun hits them, making their health go down easier. Which is always easier if you're starting up and your sword isn't too strong. Perhaps you've got a wooden sword to go out and kill them and get what they drop in the morning as they're burning. So this guy over here, the skeleton, he fires arrows, so he'll drop maybe a feather or arrows depending on what he's holding. So that was just an arrow there, and it saves time crafting arrows when you do that later on in the game to pick them up. And I think he dropped some sort of meat there. You can eat that to regain health, which is quite useful if you're venturing out in the night. So what I'm going to do now, found this tree here with ivy on it, and you can use that to climb, as you see. So I'm going to build a tree house in that tree. It saves time putting a ladder on it, because there's ivy already on it. I can climb up there anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to remove some of the leaves and a bit of the tree also. And I can now climb up there and stand. I can now begin to build the tree house. So this has been the majority of part 2. The last part will show you any ties I'd need to add in. Please like, comment and subscribe, and give me any feedback you had. Anything you feel that I need to add to the video, please let me know. So as this is just a quick tree house, I'm just using dirt for the time being. I may later use cobble on a bigger tree house I may choose to build. But don't use your good materials on something you don't know whether you're going to be using or keeping, unless you're just doing it for purely design purposes. And bear in mind, these leaves, I don't know if they stay there forever, so you will need to get rid of them, just in case they may not always be there. And make sure to always leave yourself room. Bear in mind that monsters, I think such as spiders, can spawn in trees, or climb up them anyway, as far as I know. So make sure you have room for walls in a treehouse. And I'll see you in part 3, which will be the last part, and I'll explain everything I've missed out so far. Like I said, anything you feel that I've missed, especially after watching part 3, please let me know, and I will leave comments back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.